Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Lindsay Davis. We begin tonight with breaking news. Israel is preparing for a ground attack in Gaza, looking to wipe out Hamas and its leadership, now entering a new phase in the war. Israel launching a barrage of strikes after that surprise incursion from Hamas 9 days ago. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is seen here visiting troops on the front line, vowing to demolish Hamas. And the Israeli Air Force releasing this video overnight, claiming it shows a military strike that killed a Hamas commander allegedly responsible for a massacre. Tens of thousands of Gazans on the move, running out of food and water. The UN estimates more than 1 million people have already been displaced. The war is overwhelming hospitals. Medics say thousands could die as medical facilities are running dangerously low on fuel and other basic supplies. And there's still the urgent search for the more than 150 people, including 13 Americans, unaccounted for. Iran's foreign minister issued an ominous threat to the U.S. and Israel. We have team coverage tonight from the war zone to Washington, D.C. ABC's Matt Gutman leads us off tonight from Israel.
Tonight, that ground incursion appearing imminent, with Israeli armor clattering to the front lines.
It's unclear where these fighting vehicles are headed, but they're starting to move out. Incredibly rare to see massive, dozens of tons worth of armored vehicles on roads like this in Israel. Just shows what a state of war they're in, how prepared they are for the fight ahead.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the ground this weekend, meeting Israeli troops near the border with Gaza. The objective, to eradicate Hamas militarily and politically from the Gaza Strip.
We will strike Hamas from the top, through its institutions, all the way down to the individuals that conducted the butchery of our babies.
Overnight, the Israeli Air Force releasing this video, claiming it shows the military strike that killed Hamas commander Bilal al-Qedra, allegedly responsible for the massacre at Kibbutz Nirim. Hamas reportedly has at least 20,000 fighters in the Gaza Strip, many of them hiding in tunnels that honeycomb the area, and where officials fear Hamas might also be holding many of the 155 hostages, including Americans. Israel has delayed its push into Gaza, reportedly due to rainy weather, but also an internal debate in Israel about whether Hezbollah might attack Israel's north in response. The debate intensifying overnight amid a new warning from Iran. Its foreign minister saying, "We hope that political efforts will prevent the war from expanding. Otherwise, no one knows what will happen in the coming hours." The area around the Gaza Strip brimming with the machinery of war. Tanks waiting in the shade, artillery seemingly planted in every field, explosions in the distance. Today, as we were on the air, we witnessed the ferocity of Israel's air assault.
You can see a bombardment going on just as we're speaking. Those plumes of smoke and dust blasted up into the air, being pushed now to the north by that wind. It gives you a sense, there's another boom, gives you a sense of the severity and the intensity of these bombardments.
Clock ticking down for 2 million Palestinians. There's no electricity, and they're running out of water and food. Israeli aircraft dropping these leaflets written in Arabic, telling Gazans in part to get out of northern Gaza, evacuate immediately. Already more than 1 million have been displaced in Gaza, hundreds of thousands bombed out of their homes. All of Gaza's borders have been sealed. The next phase of this war coming just 9 days after Hamas stormed Israeli border towns, killing over 1,300 people and wounding over 3,000. Yossi Landau is a volunteer with Zaka, a group that helps collect the remains of victims of terrorist attacks.
We feel that the bodies is talking to us. They're telling us their story.
Inside one kibbutz, Landau finding a baby ripped from its mother's womb, the mother shot.
You start thinking, who was first? Did the mother see that?
As you said, the bodies tell the story.
That's right. Bodies telling, they're crying with us. The bodies telling the stories.
And Landau and his team say they are still recovering bodies.
It's our mission. It's a holy mission. Let's finish it. Let's go. And we promised we're going to be here.
Those volunteer groups still witnessing such horror as you are as well. And Matt joins us now live from Tel Aviv. Matt, assuming that Israel does go into the Gaza Strip and is able to dismantle Hamas, what's the plan long term?
It really depends, Lindsay, on the scale of the incursion. Does Israel occupy just the northern part of the Gaza Strip or its entirety? If it does, it will be responsible for the welfare of some 2 million Palestinians living there. It'll have to provide services like food, water, and electricity. And right now, there's no obvious successor to Hamas. The Palestinian Authority, which controls the West Bank, has already intimated it is not interested in ruling the Gaza Strip. Lindsay.
So much that's still unknown. Matt, thank you.